Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So this episode is just a continuation of the previous episode, and like I said earlier, please, if you have already watched it on Z-Word and you are not interested in watching it again, please just click out. Thank you. Purab apologized to Aliyah and told her that she is so strong, and he made her try to commit suicide unintentionally. Aliyah says that she got weak without Purab's love, and she asked Purab not to leave her and not to go away from where she is. And Purab asks her to rest, and Aliyah holds his hand and asks him not to go. In the Mera house, Rhea thinks that once Prachi goes away from her life and ends up in jail forever, then she would take care of Prachi's mom and she would love her more than Prachi. Later, Rhea thinks that Prachi's mom must be very angry with Prachi, and she thinks to call and ask Abby. Rhea thinks not to call Abby again because Abby may get suspicious, and she thinks that her dad would never support Prachi in drug case, and that is the game end for Prachi. At the police station, Shahana asks Prachi to apologize to God, and Pragya says that God is only testing her, and Prachi says that she is tired of this test. Pragya assured Prachi that she won't let her be here for long, and Prachi says that she doesn't know why Mr. Mera was also arrested when he came to her rescue, and Pragya asks Prachi not to worry. The lady constable asks Pragya to leave, and Pragya says that she would not leave her daughter alone, and the inspector asks Pragya and Shahana to go out and wait, and Pragya asks Prachi not to worry, and she goes with Shahana. Purab thinks that Aliyah also knew that he never loved her, and he doesn't know where Aliyah's one-sided love is taking her. Purab saw that Aliyah was sleeping, and he thought in his mind that he can never love her, and Aliyah opens her eyes and asks Purab not to leave her, and he should always be at her side. Vikram tells Abby and Rambru that they will meet another lawyer in the morning, and Abby said that he would go to the police station, and he asked Rambru to take Vikram home. Vikram asks Abby not to go, and Rambru says that Chief is right and he needs to teach the inspector a lesson, and Vikram asks Abby to promise him that he would not fight with the inspector. Abby says that he would only talk to the inspector, and Vikram asks Abby to call him after he gets to the police station, and Abby drops them on the road and he leaves. Vikram asks Rambru if he is his son or if he is Abby's son, and Rambru says that he is Vikram's son and also Chief's son. And Rambru quickly said that his mother would scold them if they get home late to avoid the conversation, and Vikram says that he is a businessman and not a waiter. Purab thinks that Disha's life is in danger because of him, and he prayed to God to save Disha, and he also thanked God for making Disha meet him. Purab thought to himself that one side is Aliyah, who loves him even though he doesn't love her, and the other side is Disha, whom he truly loves a lot, but he can't express his feelings to her, and she cannot even see the love he has for her as well. Purab thinks of how to leave now, and the nurse comes there and says that Aliyah is panicking because she did not see Purab beside her. Pragya asks Shahana to go home, and Shahana refused to go, and Pragya says that Sarita is alone at home, and she asks Shahana to go home and stay with Sarita. Shahana refused, saying that she cannot leave Pragya alone here as well, and Pragya says that if Shahana stay here, then she would also be worried about her. Shahana later agreed to go home, and she says that she would come early in the morning, and Pragya asks her to call her when it is needed. At the hospital, Aliyah panics and asks Purab that where did he go to, and Purab asks the doctor if Aliyah needs something, and the doctor said that what Aliyah needs is Purab, and the doctor takes Purab with her and tells him that Aliyah needs to be taken care of, and after that her insecurities would end. The doctor says that if Aliyah feels insecure, then she might be depressed and then think of committing suicide. And the doctor advised Purab to take care of Aliyah and give her time because she can see that Aliyah loves Purab a lot. And Purab was just silent because he doesn't know what to say. Pragya gets worried and asks the lady constable to keep the drunkard away from her daughter, and the lady constable asks her not to worry and asks if she would drink tea, and Pragya refused and cries. Pragya thought in her mind that Abby is not here with her, and if Abby would have been here with her now, then it would have saved their daughter. Abby comes to the police station and hears Pragya crying, but he couldn't see her face, and he goes inside the police station, but his heart brings him outside near Pragya again, and he was about to keep his hand on her shoulder, but he stops and thinks that someone from her family must have been here, and that is why she is crying, and Abby takes his handkerchief and keep it near Pragya, and he goes inside. Pragya lifted her head up and saw the handkerchief, but she couldn't see Abby, who dropped the handkerchief. Abby entered the police station and says that he wanted to talk to the inspector. The inspector was talking to someone on the phone about Prachi, and he says that he would not leave her, and Abby takes the call and ends it. The inspector says that Abby is crazy for ending his call, and Abby says that the inspector couldn't see his emotions and is only respecting his uniform, and he is also sad to hear about his son's death because of drugs, but he knows that Prachi is innocent even though he is not Prachi's father, but he feels a fatherly emotions for Prachi, and he asks the inspector to help him and free Prachi. Abby said that he is also a father and he cannot see his daughter in lockup, and the inspector asked Abby to get the proofs because Prachi's mom had said that he would get the CCTV footage from the Mera house, and the inspector asked Abby to get the CCTV footage as a proof. And the second option that can save Prachi is if he writes in his report that what they found with Prachi was just salt, then Prachi would be freed, but he would never do that. The inspector said that the third thing that can make Prachi get bail is if Abby can bring the culprit who owns the drug to the police station, and Abby agreed to come to the police station with the culprit, and he goes. The lady constable asked the inspector if she should bring Prachi's mom inside because she is crying, and the inspector refused. Prachi asked Abby to talk to her mom and assure her mother that he would free her from the police custody because her mother is very stressed, and Abby goes out to see Prachi's mom. At the hospital, Purab comes to meet the unconscious Disha, and he recalls their moment together, and he feels guilty for causing her accident, and he apologized for the betrayal that Disha received because of him. Abby comes out of the police station and he thinks that where is Prachi's mom? Pragya was trying to call Disha and she thinks that why is her phone not catching signal, and she thinks that Disha might not know what is going on and she needs Disha now for her daughter. Abby peeps outside but he couldn't see Pragya, and Pragya calls Disha but she did not pick the call because she was unconscious in the hospital. Later, Disha gained consciousness in the morning and she asked the nurse that who brought her here, and the nurse says that he would tell her that later, but now Disha have to rest. Pragya wakes up and thinks that she has to go and get the CCTV footage, and she thinks to talk to Mr. Mera and take his help for Prachi, and she asks the inspector if she can talk to him once, but the inspector says no. Dimpy and Shaina wakes Ria up and asks her to watch the news. They saw the media questioning the college principal about Prachi, and the principal tells them that Prachi is a bright student and she came to the college through scholarship, and she has the quality to top all the students in Delhi, and she was the best student and he has never seen such a bright student in his life. The reporter asked that will the principal still support Prachi even now after she is caught with drugs, and the principal says that they have many bright students in the college and they would rusticate Prachi and set an example for other students. And Shahana and Sarita also watched the news on the TV, and Shahana says that Prachi is not yet proven guilty. The doctor appreciates Purab for bringing Disha to the hospital after causing her accident, and she will tell Disha about Purab when she wakes up, and she knows that Disha would forgive Purab for causing her accident, and Purab says that Disha would never forgive him, and the doctor says that but it was just an accident. The constables comes to the Mera mansion with the forensic expert, and the forensic expert says that the room shall be untouched, and they go there to do their investigations, and Ria says that she has to do something about the CCTV or else she would get caught one day. Disha was in the hospital and she found a ring on her bed, and Disha asked the nurse that who owns the ring. The nurse tells Disha that the person who brought her here must be the owner of the ring, and Dr. Kiran comes there and checks her. Disha asks the doctor that who brought her here because she feels a connection with the person, and she asks that who was the person and is the person a male or female, and Dr. Kiran says that the person doesn't know Disha as well, and the doctor flashed back to when Purab was telling her not to tell Disha about him because he is Disha's wound in the past. Dr. Kiran asks that what is Purab's relationship with Disha, and Purab says that Disha is in his heart and his heart would beat for Disha as long as he lives, and Dr. Kiran thinks that who is the victim and who hit Disha's car, and she also thinks if Aliyah committed suicide because of Disha, and the doctor was confused. The forensic expert watches the CCTV footage and says that there is nothing in this footage, which goes in Prachi's favor, and he asks if there is any other monitor room, and Abby says no. Rhea and her friends heard this and rejoice, and Abby says that without finding the culprit, then Prachi would be proved guilty, and Abby was worried. The inspector called the forensic expert if they have found any proof, and the forensic expert says that he did not get any proof proving Prachi innocent, and Abby takes the call to talk to the inspector, and the inspector tells Pragya that nothing is proved from the CCTV, and Pragya says that her daughter is innocent, and she takes the call and Abby says hello and Pragya also says hello. Thank you so much for watching. Hoping to see you in the next update. Bye guys.